Everybody argues about when feminism started, which wave was the worst. Everybody's got an opinion. People also, I don't know if they wonder what started it, like what fueled it. And I would tell you, female nature did. And as you can tell by the name of my channel, Far From Eden, that I think it started in the garden. And whether you believe in the garden or not, you can at least believe in the tale. And I think it says a lot about female nature. Welcome back to the channel if you are returning. And if you're new, welcome. We are going to take a look at the performance of Anne Hathaway in Les Miserables singing I Dreamed a Dream. The musical, very famous musical, was based on Victor Hugo's novel of the same name that he started writing in 1845. So that's a long time before a lot of people think we started having a problem. The character that's singing has made a series of decisions in life that have led her to be a prostitute, and as that was her only option to survive for herself and also for her child that she had out of wedlock. And in this song, she is actually dying, and she's coming as close as it appears she can to wrestling with how she got there. And basically, what I see, tell me if you see it too, let me know in the comments, if you see lack of accountability and a complete lack of understanding of consequences and how decisions and choices lead to said consequences. So I want to see if you guys see what I see. I mean, it's disappointing when I noticed it because it's like, oh, you know, once you see these things, you cannot unsee them. And it's unfortunate because it's like, we can't have nice things. We just can't have nice things because it's always, you know, revealing these truths. So let's have a look and see what Fantine has to say. I think that's her name. I think that's the character's name. If not, forgive me. I was all the way at the end of it. You know.
There was a time when men were kind, when their voices were soft, and their words inviting. There was a time when love was blind, and the world was a song, and the song was exciting.
Okay, right there is the way a child sees the world. It's all roses and nothing's bad, and there was a time when everything was perfect and I didn't know about bad things. Fair enough, we were all kids once. But I don't know if she was actually a child when she thought these things. I think it might have been just before, you know, she knew that consequences follow actions.
There was a time then it all went wrong.
Notice the way the character is portrayed and the way the character is expressing herself is, I am a victim. I am a victim. I am a victim. Feel sorry for me. Look at all this bad stuff that happened to me. And you can have compassion. I have compassion for a character. I have compassion for people who find themselves in horrible, terrible circumstances, regardless of what got them there. However, it, we need to understand what got us there sometimes, and sometimes it's us.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by, and hope was high, and life worth living. I dreamed that love would never die.
It wasn't love. It wasn't love what she had. There is an example of women not really truly knowing what love is. Love is sacrificial. Love is not feelings. What she's talking about is an affair she had, a romance that she had, all about feelings. That's not love.
I dreamed that God would be forgiving.
God is forgiving, miss. He doesn't remove consequences. This is not Joel Osteen's hour, okay? This isn't, hey, I'm a good person at heart. Why is this happening to me? Because this is just what happens. If you stand on train tracks, if you stand there long enough, eventually you're going to be hit by a train. And it isn't because God isn't forgiving. It's because you decided to stand on train tracks.
And I was young and unafraid.
She should have been afraid. Not afraid necessarily. She should have been aware. She was young and unaware. Somebody didn't make her aware of consequences. Somebody, I keep saying, I feel like I'm saying consequences a million times. Nobody let her know that things will happen to you if you behave a certain way. Please, if you have daughters, make sure they understand there are consequences for your actions, that life is not, you're not promised this hunky-dory easy ride. You're just not. Even if you make the majority of your decisions are good and responsible, you can still be diagnosed with multiple sclerosis at 22.
Some dreams were made, used, wasted.
Dreams are for children.
There was no ransom to be paid, no song unsung, no wine untasted. But the tigers come at night, with their voices soft as thunder, as they tear your hope apart, as they turn your dream to shame.
That's as close as we come to accepting accountability, as they turn your dream to shame. Yes. Yeah. I'd be ashamed. It doesn't mean I hate her. It just means I'd be ashamed if I made those decisions and ended up in such a position, and that I had a child out of wedlock that didn't really have it didn't have, a nice loving home. But doesn't she's gonna find somebody else to blame soon. It only lasts a second.
He slept the summer by my side. He filled my days with endless wonder.
He slept a summer by her side. They had sex all summer. And yeah, he showed her a good time because he wanted her to keep putting out. She didn't require anything. She thought she could take the sex and turn it into relationship. Does this sound familiar to anybody else in the world right now? Because I would think that a lot of the guys out there dating, they know the crazy ex-girlfriend. They're mad because you're not, you know, it's not advancing or whatever. You're not committing. It's like, why should you? She showed herself to be for the streets.
He took my childhood in his stride.
He took my childhood in his stride. Do you hear that? She is like accusing him, saying that he took something. No, sweetie, you gave it. That was your choice. You gave it. And watch her flip it right now. She just was angry. Look how angry she was. And watch this little bipolar kind of mood.
But he was gone when autumn came. And still I dream he'll come to me, that we will live the years together.
2 seconds ago, she said, he took my childhood in his stride. And she's all angry. And she's like, he'll come to me and we'll live the years together. It's like, which is it? Sounds like, when they wake up in the morning and they have regrets because he doesn't want to be your boyfriend. So now he's a bad guy. But if he wanted to be your boyfriend or husband in this scenario, then he's a good guy. Interesting how that works.
There are dreams that cannot be, and there are storms we cannot weather. I had a dream my life would be so different from this hell I'm living, so different now from what it seemed. No, life has killed the dream. I dream.
So it was God's fault because he wasn't forgiving. It was the guy's fault because he took her childhood in his stride. And it was life's fault at the very end. No, it actually wasn't any of those things' fault. And I think that there are a lot of parallels that we can see in the way that women view the world and the things that happen to them. And there has to be a way the only way it will change is if we start to teach little girls when they're growing up that there are consequences for actions, and stop telling them that they deserve this and everything, they'll get everything good, and life is, Disney World. It's not those things. It can be great, but it's a state of mind. Life can be great. It's a state of mind. It's a heart full of gratefulness, not a heart that expects things, that thinks that you deserve things. And certainly, when you think you can just behave any which way and then blame everyone else for, when the chips fall where they do. And I feel like this character does a really good job of laying it all out. And I've always wanted to talk to you guys about it. So I'm glad I finally got to. Thanks for putting up with my slowness with technology. It's a struggle. But thank you so much. Please do the YouTube things, like, subscribe, share, comment if you guys see what I see in this, and when you think it started with this problem, because I think it started basically with female nature and societies across the world and in every culture and every time frame up until about 5 seconds ago in history kind of knew this. And and you know, that woman, that character is not happy. She's not happy. So I don't see how it's wrong or bad to have told her when she was younger, don't do that. It's not oppression, it's protection from yourself. Anyway, I could go on and on, passionate about this topic, and I'm so excited to share this with you. So, anyway, I will see you guys on the next one. Have a good day.